Hello and welcome back. Webby's here after a very long time of no audio. Yeah, so much has been going on since the last lot of audio that I did. I think it was Christmas. Was it Christmas? Yeah, I think it was. So I'm really sorry that I haven't been putting audio on my vids, or that there's very little vids out. I just took I just put out a vid of doing the White Mage level 80 final story quest. It's the final bit of story you get after doing Shadowbringers, but that's got no audio to it. So just a quick rundown of what's been going on. As you know, October, November last year I was very sick. Then my kids got sick. Then there was a death in the family. Then over Christmas I got sick again with bronchitis. Then obviously January and February I wasn't too well. I had problems with my job because I'd been sick so much and my kids had been sick. Then obviously the big thing now is obviously the corona, which meant that my children were at home 24/7, and I had to homeschool, which meant very little time. Even if I was playing the game, which I have managed to do a few evenings that I haven't been able to record any audio for. Then we had another death in the family, very close friend who's practically family. So I kept meaning to get vids out and show you what I've been up to, but I haven't been able to. I've had problems with headsets and audio recording. I was testing some and couldn't find a way around it. Hopefully this one will come out better when I can talk, because obviously it's been a long time since I've done this, so expect me to be very rusty. But yes, we are back on Final Fantasy XIV. Now, lots and lots of stuff's happened since then. The patch that was supposed to come out around about this time isn't coming out because of the COVID-19. It meant that obviously everyone's working from home, and like moving offices, and I imagine like doing gameplay and like trying to get everybody together, even like over on the computers and that lot, to get this work done is, you know, a huge job. So they're now a month, they're saying it's going to be at least a month late, so we're looking at mid-July before the next patch comes out. But there's going to be so much stuff. The new Copy Factory raid's going to be out. There's going to be new, obviously, main story quest, the end of kind of this line of the story, the Shadowbringer story, and any patches there like later will be getting you ready for the next lot of story and the next expansion, which I imagine would have come like June next year. Obviously I'm not sure how much COVID's going to affect what happens and things next year. I'm still hoping to be able to get to London FanFest. That's happening in February next year, but again we've got to make sure everyone's safe, and you know, here in the UK the numbers are coming down, but they're not coming down fast. So it's all a waiting game, and obviously everybody's in this place. You know, we're not, you know, I'm not the only one here in the UK. It's not the only one. It's worldwide. But there you go. So that's a little bit of background on what's going on. So what have I been up to on game? Well, I have been trying. Well, one thing I missed recording. I tried recording it and messed up. I managed to finally finish the Shadowbringers quest. Now, you're probably thinking like, wait a minute, everyone finished the Shadowbringer storyline like last year when it came out, and the main storyline you did. But there, if you remember in one of my previous videos, I mentioned that the Shadowbringers job quests were different. Now, it used to be that every job had its own story quest when you leveled up from like 50 to 60, 60 to 70, and then obviously Shadowbringer 78 to 80. This time, instead of doing that from 70 to 80 during Shadowbringers, the only job quest you had was for your tanks, your healers, close range DPS, long range DPS, or is it just DPS? No, sorry. So I'm really sorry, I messed that up now, haven't I? So tanks, healers, normal DPS, physical DPS that is, and mage DPS, so like wizards, like black mage, red mage, and so forth. Scholar, not scholar, scholar's healing. Summoner, I got there. Arcanist, you know what I mean. So you had to do each of those to get like the end story. Each one of those had their own storyline to it, and there was a secret ending. It was a secret ending. It was like a secret quest that came after. You had to complete all 4 of those to be able to get it. I finally did that a couple of weeks ago. Thought I recorded. It hadn't recorded. Sorry you didn't get to see it. Please do. It was amazing. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody because, you know, it's not the same if you don't get to see it, as in it, rather than me telling you about it. So this is me just waffling on. So since then, I have been, it's my mission to make sure that every single one of these job quests are level 80. Now, as you can see, I've worked my way through. I did my 4. There's my 4. I got my paladin, my white mage. I did my actually I did my bard, was my original ones, what I took through Shadowbringers. And then my red mage. So those are the ones that I managed to do the storylines on, and then I've been working my way through getting every other one up to 80. Because if you get them all up to 80, I don't think it includes blue mage. As it shows there, it's a limited job. It's only up to, you can't even get it up to level 80. And it was 50. I think it's 60 now with the last patch, or Shadowbringers, whenever it was. So all these other jobs need to be level 80, and you get a special mount when that happens. So that is my mission now, was before the next expansion comes out, which I said we're hoping if they carry on what they've been normally doing, it's usually every 2 years. So obviously it's been a year now since Shadowbringers came out, so next year, June, July time, hoping to get another expansion. But obviously the patches are already being pushed back. If patches are pushed back, then I can't imagine they're going to be able to get an expansion out on time either. No fault of their own, but you know, we shall see what happens. So that's all. I've just, you know, wanted to update you. I'll try and get some more videos out. Do you know what? I don't know. Should we do something? I just wanted to update you and see what was going on. This is my Gunbreaker. I had huge problems with my Gunbreaker when it first came out. So Gunbreaker and Dancer came out with Shadowbringers. And Dancer, I love Dancer. Dancer's my main now. Gunbreaker, I could not get my head round. There were too many combos, and you have to start at 60, so it's not like you learn from the bottom and work your way up. You're kind of given all the actions, and you have to read through all the actions and work out how they all work together and what to do. But it helped because I got my paladin to 80, that I kind of worked out how tanks work on a very basic level. I wouldn't like go raid with a tank or anything. I wouldn't even do a high level dungeon with a tank. But I know the basics, so I was able to get my Gunbreaker set up like my paladin. I know that, you know, they're not the same, but you can get like some of the combos at the same. Obviously Demon Slice up there, that's your AoE, how to grab as many of the enemies as you can. Obviously Lightning Shot's your range, so that you can fight, you know, grab them from a distance. Your Rampart, obviously you get Rampart for all your tanks anyway. Nebula limits damage. So like all these like are all basically, even though they're named differently, they do the basic things that all the tanks do. And obviously Royal Guard there, that's your tank stance, so that you gain aggro. So, you know, all those are the same, and it's the same with the healers really. Once you've worked out how to do a healer, again, I'm worse at healing than I am at tanking, just because the whole responsibility of trying to keep everyone alive is like crazy. But once you learn how to do it, you can. And the thing is, I cheat. See, Scholar levels up with Summoner, so technically I don't have to learn, like, apart from doing the main quest, I don't have to learn it to get it to 80. All I have to do is get my Summoner up to 80, and therefore my Scholar will go up to 80 as well. They're linked, those two, through the Arcanist quest. So after getting White Mage, all I've got to do is Astrologian. Now, Astrologian, oh my god. So people, right? I don't know if anyone else has had this issue. Astrologian is like any other healer. Okay, let me just see if I can find it. There we go. This is my Astrologian. Okay, any other healer. You got your healers, which are your Benefic, Benefic 2, Cure 1, Cure 2, basically. Your Malfic and Combust 2 are your damage. Ascend is I can't think of my words today. Revive, and obviously you're in Sooner, everything's different. The only thing is you have to do anything else like your regen, you have to make sure you got one of these sects put up. So this is your sect. Now you can access Aspected Benefic and Helios, and your Aspected Helios. Aspected Benefic's regen for you or one person, Aspected Helios is regen for everybody, and normal Helios is cure for everybody. Now, what's interesting with Astrologer is it's basically like a card game. You have draw and play. Now, each of these cards, you draw it, it shows it there on the side, that's the spire. You dish it out to people. Obviously I've just put that onto myself. Now, I found this so funny. Each one of these cards, you'd be like, oh, you know, they each do a different thing, or no. They basically all do the same thing. So this increases damage dealt by party members or self by 6%. This one increases damage dealt by party member or self by 6%. 6%, 6%, 6%, 6%, 6%. Right, no, those are 8% because those are the level 50 ones. But we're looking at these level 30 ones, okay. They all do exactly, it doesn't matter what card you draw, they all do the same thing. The only difference in each of those is who you can put it on. So the balance is DPS or tank, DPS or tank, DPS or tank, DPS or healer, DPS healer, DPS healer. 3 for DPS tank, 3 for DPS healer. Now the good thing about this is you don't need to learn it, because basically as long as you stick it on a DPS, you can't go wrong. Because who's going to put like increased damage dealt by 6% on a healer? You know, you're going to want to up your DPS, aren't you? They're doing the most damage anyway. Get them up, it's better. So I never understood. Obviously it does help, like if you need that extra oomph for your DPS, 6% can help. But realistically, if you're healing, and I'm a frantic healer, like if you go down below half, I think you're dying and I need to cure you. I'm not one of those who's like all calm until they get to the last 100 HP and then suddenly manage to put benediction on, because like you know, you're not panicking all the way through it. So I heal a lot. Like I keep everybody up. The minute you're getting like taking damage, I'm healing you. So yeah, put in a card game, like a card where I've got to look at the card, think about where the card's got to go, click the person it's got to go on, and then put it on that person while trying to keep the tank up, everything. Yeah, it's not happening. So Astrologer I only use in Palace of the Dead, and I don't use the card decks at all. I've had people complain to me like, you're Astrologer, why aren't you using the card decks? Like seriously, you don't need it. I'm here to heal you. That's all that matters. In fact, Palace of the Dead, I'm not even here to heal you. Like, it's a toss-up who you're going to get. On Palace of the Dead, you could get like 4 tanks or 4 DPS or 4 healers, you know? So you have, when you go into Palace of the Dead, you have to be prepared to have something to heal yourself on, and not, you know, not be thinking, oh, that's a healer, he's going to heal me. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it'd be nice if a healer did, and I know I do, but not every healer. Just the same as not every tank's going to take all the aggro off you. I've had tanks run Palace of the Dead with none of their tank stances up. Like, anyway, I've got to go. Thank you. I'll record some more later. Bye bye.